Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we are building this recipe finder app using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now in this video, we will add the functionality to display a random recipe when we click on this button. So let's get started. Right, here's my source code, and for the random recipe, we need to get another endpoint from this API. So we are using this API called the mealdb.com. So let's go back to the API website. And if you scroll down here, we can see that we have an endpoint for the random meal. So let's get this endpoint. So I'll just copy this. And let's create one more const over here. And let's name it random API URL. And let's set it equal to https:// and let's paste this link over here. Right, now the next thing we need to do is we need to reference this random recipe button. So if you go to the HTML file, and here we can see that we have this button called random btn. So let's reference this in our JavaScript file. So here I'll just type const random button equals document.getElementById, and here let's type random button. Right, now let's add an event listener to the random button. So here let's type random button.add event listener, and let's listen for the click event, and we'll call a function called get random recipe. And let's create the function over here. So let's type function get random recipe, and let's write the code for the function. Now this function should be an async function because we're going to use await. So let's type async over here. And here, the first thing we will do is we will show a message called fetching random recipe. So let's type show message. We have already created this function. And the first argument is the message. So let's type fetching a random recipe. And the next argument is that we need to tell it whether it is an error. So let's type false over here. And it is loading state, so let's type true over here. So this is the show message function. So it will have different styling based on whether it is error or loading. And the next thing we need to do is we need to remove everything that we have inside this results grid. So let's type results grid dot inner HTML equals blank. Right, now let's go ahead and use a try catch block, and in the catch we'll just go ahead and type show message, and here let's type failed to fetch a random recipe. Please check your connection and try again. And this is an error, so for the second argument let's type true. Now here in this try block, let's go ahead and first of all type const, and let's call it response equals, and let's type await fetch, and we need to call this API called random API URL. So let's type that over here. And now we need to check whether the response is okay. So let's type if exclamation response dot okay. So if the response is not okay, then we'll just throw a new error, and here let's type something went wrong. Right, now if the response is okay, then we'll just go ahead and get the data. So let's type const data equals await response.json. So we'll just get the JSON data from here. And then the next thing we need to do is we need to clear the message that we are adding over here. We are displaying this message called fetching a random recipe. So let's clear the message. So we already created a function for clearing the message. And now let's go ahead and check whether we have the meals. So let's type if data.meals. So in the data, we'll get an array called meals. And if the length is greater than 0, so let's type data.meals.length is greater than 0. Then we'll just go ahead and call the function called display recipe. So we have already created this function over here. So let's call this function with the recipes as an argument. So let's type display recipes, and let's pass the data.meals over here. Right, now let's add an else, and here let's type show message, and let's type could not fetch a random recipe. Please try again. And we'll just set the second argument to true because it's an error. Right, now let's go back to our website and let's see whether it works. So right now we can see that there is nothing displayed over here inside the results grid. Now let's click on get a random recipe. And now we can see that a random recipe is displayed over here. If I click on it once again, we have another random recipe displayed over here. So it is working all right. And if I search for something over here, we can see that the results grid is updated with the search results. And if I click on get random, we are getting a random recipe. Now while we are here, let's also simply go ahead and add the functionality to display the model. We'll fetch the details in the next video, but for now we'll just go ahead and display the model when we click on these recipe items inside the results grid. So for that, let's go ahead and reference the model. So here we can see inside our HTML file, we have this division with the class of model container, and we also have an ID of recipe model. So we need to first of all reference this, and then we need to also reference the model content. So here we can see that we have this division with an ID of recipe details content. We also need to reference this, and then we also need to reference this close button so that we have the option of closing the model. So let's reference these three elements: the recipe model, the model close button, and recipe details content. So here let's go ahead and type const model equals document dot get element by ID, and let's type recipe model, and then let's type const model content equals document dot get element by ID. Let's type recipe details content, and then lastly let's type const model close button equals document dot get element by ID model close btn. Right, now let's create two functions for displaying and hiding the models. So let's type function show model. Now here we need to simply remove the class hidden from this model. So right now we can see that we have this class of hidden, and if I remove that, then the model will be displayed. So here let's type model dot class list dot remove hidden, and we also will disable the option of scrolling in the background. So let's type document dot body dot style dot overflow equals hidden, and let's create a function for closing the model. So let's type function close model, and here let's type model dot class list dot add hidden, and we need to re-enable the scrolling. So let's type document dot body dot style dot overflow equals blank. Now we need to display this model when we click on this results grid item over here. So if you go to the HTML file, here we can see that we have this division with a class of recipe item, and if you go to the main.js file, here we can see that we have the results grid over here, and in that we have all these divisions for the recipe items. So let's go ahead and add an event listener to this results grid, and here we'll just type results grid dot add event listener. Let's listen for the click event, and for the event we get some data, so I'll just call it e, and here let's create a const called card, and let's set it equal to e dot target dot closest, and let's type dot recipe item. So when we click on any of these recipe items over here, it will create this card. So let's type if we have a card. So if we have any recipe item, then we'll just go ahead and call a function called get recipe details. So let's type get recipe details. Now here we need to pass the recipe ID, but we'll do that in the next video. For now, we'll just go ahead and display the model. Right, so now here let's go ahead and create a function for get recipe details. So let's type async function get recipe details. Just pass 1 to 3 over here, and here let's type ID, and here we'll just call the function called show model. And now if we click on any of these result recipe item, we can see that the model is being displayed. Now the data is not correct because we are not fetching the correct details, but we have the model being displayed over here, and we also don't have the option of scrolling in the background. Let's reload this and let's search for something. And now we can see that we can scroll over here, but if I click on any of these, the scrolling is disabled. Alright, so now let's go back and let's add the functionality to close the model. So let's type modal close button dot add event listener. Let's listen for the click event, and let's type close model. we already created this function over here. And when we click outside the model over here, we should be able to close this pop-up. So for that, let's go back and let's add an event listener to the model, which is the main container division. So here we have the model, and if I click over here, then it should close. But we need to check whether the target is the parent. And if you're clicking inside the children, then it should not close. So let me show you how to do that. Let's go ahead and type modal.add event listener. Let's listen for the click event, and let's access the data with the variable e. And here let's check whether e.target is equal to modal. And here let's call the function close modal. Right, now let's go back and let's search for something over here. And let's click on this one, and we have the model being displayed. If I click on close, it closes. And if I click somewhere outside the model, it closes. But if we click inside the model, it doesn't close. So the model functionality is working all right. Now in the next video, we will get the details of the specific recipe and display it over here inside the model. So that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.